All right, we are back with part two of the history tour of the Holy Cross Abbey. We're about to get started. Okay. All right, we're live again. There we go.
You'll feel your hair pull, you'll feel a gentle nudge, like you need to be going now. Here's the sacrosanct. So as you can see, we always have those guys. They know the drill. They swing pretty loose.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. Just give you guys your bearings. Where we're at.
Yep. Exactly.
So we're going down into the basement. Everybody gonna think that this is the tunnel down in the potato cellar.
Oh,
That is the ceiling to the potato cellar right there. So underneath that is what we call the potato cellar. I don't know if you noticed driving in, but there's like the old cellar doors halfway down this breezeway here. And that's where they would open it up, and then they would bring all the root vegetables in from the field, potatoes, carrots, that sort of thing, and take them down for storage into the potato cellar. And I'll show you that when we get down there. But this gives you an idea where we're at in reference to. So you get.
Oh, sorry, Adrian.
This is a great place to do EVPs. You get a lot of EVPs in here as well. But as you can see here, these were the basically numbered. So these were kind of like lockers for the priests. They could keep their collars and their Bibles and personal belongings for mass, and then hang the robes up. Down there we had the choir boys and altar boys that could keep their robes and whatnot back in there just for storage. So this is where they got dressed. Now, one thing I want to point out, I was here for several years, been here 13 years now. If you look behind the two ladies over here, there's a sink. Then you look over there, there's a mop sink. And then we got this little tiny sink over here by the door. I'm thinking, wow, this is an overkill on sink. But this is what they call a casino. Not being Catholic, thought, what the heck's that? Doesn't have any faucets or anything. And then if you look, you start looking at these pipes, they're solid silver. Whereas those drains for those two sinks would either go to a septic system or to a conventional sewer system. This pipe goes all the way through the foundation into the earth. So when they had a service, had leftover blessed wine, blessed holy water, rather than dump it out down the conventional sink, they would dump it down this, thus blessing the ground that the chapel sits on. Pretty cool idea.
Yeah,
But
nice.
I was here like 3 or 4 years, and it was like, how many years old was I when I learned this? You know, because it was just a fun fact that finally I did some research. Now I'll tell you what, it's a casino basin, but they don't tell you what that means. But that's what it is.
Why does this look like outside?
How does it look outside?
No, it looks like an outside of a building instead of the inside.
There's a lot of that went on. If you start looking at the library, it looked like an add-on. And there's steps down, because a lot of it was. You know, they started the initial square construction, and then they started adding these little boxes. This might have been a breezeway at one time.
Like the window to me.
Yeah, and there's a door down here that doesn't make sense. You know, I mean, it does because it goes into the hallway, but, and then there's another one right here that you can't see, but you can see it from the hallway. So, wow.
Yeah, that's right. I can see that.
Windows in nowhere.
Yeah, and you'll see some of that. There's as we get up to the bell tower and we go up to the second floor, you'll see a door, looks like it's something out of the Winchester house. Because it's like 14 feet off the ground, and you say, well, what's that door doing there? And it used to go to the monks' rec room, but they took out the spiral staircase, and they put the Corolla system in there to run the bell tower.
Actually recognize these windows.
Yeah, so can I.
Just don't know that one.
Oh.
Money, everybody.
Yeah, so far, we're still good on the connection.
Good deal. I had it put in the basement.
Really? In the basement?
Yep.
Of all places. Wow.
I don't get it out, and then the basement was good.
There's a little step there.
This was the laundry chute.
These are really things.
Oh yeah, the where you kneel, yeah. Like they're like the backs of pews.
You can definitely not.
You probably go get it, you know, afterwards. Okay.
Hey, you trying to get me worked out or what?
No.
You're gonna get your workout today.
There's
Oh, the vault, the vault, the vault.
A vault. Oh, that's right, the vault. I remember this.
Yeah, that's the one that
Anything
you
with stuff on the wall. This is made up to be much like it would have been back in the day. They didn't keep personal stuff on the wall, family photos and stuff like that. It wasn't about them or their wives, it was all about glory to God. So if they had anything, it was religious. And very little of anything on the wall. Being that it's the abbot, this is the nicest room in the monastery here. He had a full bathtub and a shower, and a full bathroom to himself. He had this room, and then over here we had his office. There is a switch. Outside the door, you see two stacks of.
Excuse me, Karen, sorry.
The top one is a red light, the bottom is a green light. So he would flip on the switch back here with the mirrors covering up. He would flip on the switch. And right now, the red light is on up top. And then the green light's burnt out here, but it works in the hallway. There'd be a green light out in the corner. Basically, all that was red light, do not disturb, green light, come on and visit. So that's what that meant there. Again, this was strictly a male's area. There was no women allowed back here. This was a safe. Pretty big. One thing kept in here is anybody's guest. Yeah,
Very tight.
a lot larger than it looks from outside.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, come on in. There's plenty of room. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I'm actually standing here so I can, so everybody else can get in.
so anywhere from personal
Oops.
records to personal belongings to things of value. You know, who knows? Who knows what he's got
I
there?
think it was also, I would probably assume too, like money and stuff, like a simple vault.
Yeah. Valuable stuff. Go ahead and put that.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And then, as you come out, I'll close this door, and then I'll show you one little thing. Oh, you want to see?
Is there money in there?
Look alike, the light. You want to go in? No.
What would they have kept in there?
I don't know, anything, anybody's guess. You know.
Money.
Money.
From the collection.
Stuff of personal value.
Yeah.
The chalices and a lot of those items, the value of what the value is like.
This is not your room.
How was it?
You'd have this hanging around for days and years.
What?
Yeah. Everybody out there? Yeah, go ahead and hit that light and close up that door.
I'm sorry?
Did you get that rear screen that you called it?
In the vault? Oh, the larger one? I didn't feel anything, but that doesn't mean I haven't felt it yet. It could- Probably later tonight. Yeah. I'm not, I just didn't feel too much as of right now. Okay, let's see where they're going now. So what's that up on?
Straight into, yeah,
Sorry. So what room is that, Sue?
This goes into the chapel, that was the pastor's, go ahead.
Yeah, because I haven't gotten in there yet.
To the chapel. You go from his room.
Okay, I know it's kind of dark, but still see through this. Oh wow, yeah, you're not kidding. Well, that's typical with like a lot of such churches. They usually have these type of entrances, if I'm correct.
yeah, for the priest.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like it.
Look, you want to see?
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You're feeling something too?
It is ready.
So
So it should help out tonight.
Yeah,
On
definitely.
a number of levels.
I didn't even realize it was already raining.
Got that light on? Just keep joking. All right, now we'll go to the chapel.
Yeah, where we were there, where you left, we definitely, oh, yeah, I would get some weird shit. Oh, I want to go out.
Okay, so now to the chapel.
This place
Oh
is
man, this place is huge.
Just watch it when you get up to the pews over there.
Don't pull an Angie. Don't pull an Angie. He has it on. You have it on down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like it in the daytime when you step back and try to get the stained glass.
Oh, I didn't see those. Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that means you're starting to get contact.
Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot about it. Damn it. I'm okay.
Watch the step here.
I almost fell actually.
I fall.
Yeah, you did too?
Don't.
Oh yeah.
Don't.
They got a wedding tomorrow. I don't know when they got that table set up. But,
Bloopers. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, like I said, I forgot about it quickly and I almost fell upon realizing it.
I'm on, we can get it. Yep, me too, I'm on it.
Well, Jeremy said he's going back to finish up set up the DVR system, so I know he had to go back.
and the other one.
And I couldn't find where is it? Oh, no, there it is.
The stained glass there was donated by Simon P. and Mary Ann Smith in 1930. It originally did not have a stained glass in the chapel here. They donated that. They were instrumental, the Smith family was instrumental in raising funds when they came up with their shortage. They were holding all kinds of, what do they call those, fundraisers, yeah, where'd that go? I'm an old guy. So they raised a lot of money to get the Abbey back on financial stability again through their fundraising. But they donated that was had to be cut out and that window fitted in because the chapel had already been built. Again, they donated. The cool thing was I had an event here, been about 3-4 years ago, and I'm hanging out at the back door. This van rolls up. This lady, I can see some stuff going on. She rolls up and gets in the back, and then it had a wheelchair ramp on the side of this van. And she stepped out on it with a walker. She's got a service dog carrying a tank of oxygen, and she's coming into the monastery. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if you're coming for this event, this isn't going to work. And so I met her and we started talking, and she says, I said, are you here for the event? Hoping she would say no. And she says, yeah, I'm here for the event. She says, but I don't plan on doing anything. I just want to go into the chapel. And this is the anniversary of my mother's death. And I said, oh, sorry to hear that. And as she starts telling the story, she says, yeah, my grandmother and my grandmother's brother are Simon P. and Mary Ann Smith. So she was a descendant from the couple that donated the stained glass. So she ended up telling me all the history, because she was in her 80s by then when I met her. And so she was telling me all the recollections that she had as a child growing up in this monastery and in this area and the fundraisers and stuff. So I was able to capture an interview with her, and then about 3 months later she passed away. So
Oh, geez.
one of the original descendants to be able to tell me her story. So I've got that saved, and I actually am building a page where through the archives and stuff, I'm saving the photographs and those original recordings, and I've got 8mm film that I've converted into digital, so that everybody can enjoy this down the road for years and years and years. This history doesn't get lost. When I get that link all finished up and more stuff on there, it'll be readily available to anybody that's interested. But at any rate, I was really happy that I caught that piece of history, because had I not gotten it, then it'd be gone.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was the choir. The choir was up there. A lot of times you'll hear stories, you'll hear the voices, like that. You'll hear the shuffling of people just kind of waiting in anticipation. We've heard people that said that they heard chanting in here, because the last 4 years that the monastery was here, it was basically a place for the monks to worship, because they had shut down the school. And so you hear a lot of different stories. We do that thing when I'm here in China. Some things that you want to share some of the stuff sometimes it's family. We actually had a point where the chapel, there was a battle going on in here between something we feel is borderline demonic and the priest. Take it away,
The main thing, we believe that something happened that was brought in here that wasn't here previously. And since I knew immediately there was something going on, plus we had other people affected that had come through here, scratches and various different things that occurred. So what we did is we brought about 6 or 7 of us, and we went through procedure.
7 if you count me.
He was watching the video. And so we did a full-on cleansing throughout the entire Abbey. Remember, the cleansing is not going to get rid of something that's a positive spirit. So there's a lot of positive spirits here, and we want to keep them, because they are here to watch over the location, and they are super friendly and super kind. However, we do have something that we've been kind of encountering that is a little bit trickier. And we also believe that the abbot, one of the prior abbots, was trying to control the chapel at the time, and there was something negative that was doing its best to.
That particular abbot was Agatha.
I don't know if I was like to say the names unless I could confirm it. He knows what he told me. But basically, the abbot took this control of this location again after we kind of did some work. However, we still do have something we're dealing with, and it has a tendency of being in the lower area of this building. We can call it a couple different things. We can call it the crawler. There's one that's the crawler. We also have something that's, I would almost consider very, very tall.
Isn't that what you saw? Is that what you saw, Adrian?
That was it.
The rake?
I saw it the other week, was the last week before.
And then just before that,
So I saw it for the very first time, and what I've come to realize is that it can actually go into the ceiling tiles and come down, crawling through the ceiling tiles.
Yep.
And then it kind of looks like this,
Yeah.
peering at you.
Yep, like over a door.
It was kind of weird looking because it looked kind of like an alien or something.
Yeah.
But then it looked weird.
Yeah. The way it was described was a rake, except it had eyes. And it could lock eyes.
They usually have black eyes.
Yeah. But no, you could see its eyes.
Oh, you can actually, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like bug eyes
I
almost.
literally thought that it looked like red eyes to me. So we do have some continual activity, but it doesn't tend to take this over anymore. But don't get me wrong, this is still a place of contention. You know, there's still kind of, there's stuff that happens in here because they're still kind of battling for this particular ground. I can feel something in here. I was feeling it when we went there. So I know that there's definitely something in here. But remember, one of the worst things you can do is be fearful. Don't be afraid of him. You know, more than likely they're more afraid of us than anything else.
the big troll thing,
Yeah.
we haven't defined if it's good or bad.
We have not.
We do know that it keeps the crawler in check. So the crawler must be.
I'll be honest, I think there's a female here that's the strongest spirit in this whole place. So I'll let you find it. Yes. You guys do your thing, do your best. She's thrown a 13.8 milligot, and that's a tremendous amount of energy. I also believe she's the one that slammed the chair down. So respect. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty much, you know, what we've been, we actually had to come, I had to come back again the second time after when we did the 6 or 7 people cleansing and do a 400. Yeah, I did one. Well, he kind of helped me with that one, but I don't play the spirit. I just, if it's gonna misbehave, I'm not gonna tolerate it. That's the thing is, you have to be brave with this stuff.
Did you, when you encountered that?
Which one?
The one downstairs? Did it smell?
Not this, not this
Okay.
time.
That's a
But
good point.
you remember,
Yeah.
there are a lot of different entities here. They come with a lot of different smells. I mean,
So while you guys are investigating, don't tell them anything.
no,
Yeah.
When you guys are investigating, pay attention to what you smell. There's a variety, and lately there's been
it's more.
one smell that makes me hungry every time.
So different odors.
I'm telling you, we're
Be aware of
getting
those
more
smells.
people, introducing more spirits here.
Yeah. We definitely have, smells that we can attach to certain entities that we know are here.
Friends.
So let us know what you smell, anything at all. And we can kind of verify whether it's something we're familiar with or not. And who it could even lead to. And we've got pet names for about everything, so.
Did I get to name the one downstairs?
Did you what?
Did I get to name the one downstairs? Or is that name gonna stick?
Which one?
The one that you encountered last
What
week?
name sticks?
Howard.
Oh,
Howard.
Oh, man. I think I know why.
we need to figure out.
Yeah, we never called
We're gonna go,
their names.
we're gonna go try to figure it out.
No, it's not a real name.
No, it's not.
If it's still elusive, that tells me that I'm not just gonna assign a name to it. Although we assigned the name to Abigail and it's stuck because she likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever named Abigail and stuff. Only because it's easier for everybody to remember where the Abbey.
Right.
Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense.
No, she likes the name.
She could be Sally, she could be Mary.
Yeah, that's the second floor.
I didn't know if anybody's glad I didn't
When
go.
the mountain lion was found in here, sitting up there on the,
There was a mountain lion?
yeah, if you look on the front hallway, there's, an actual, newspaper clipping that shows that a mountain lion was actually found in here on the stoop.
On the land. She opened up the doors to do the tour that day, and, there used to be double doors there. She opened up the door and opened it back.
Jeez. How long ago was that?
Oh,
It was
several years.
2006.
Oh, okay.
So, I actually think it was 2016.
Oh, so that was just a few years ago.
So, she shut the doors, went down to her office, she called Fish and Games out of Pueblo. Fish and Games gets here about an hour and a half later. They got their gun, sure enough, they open up the door, the mountain lion's still pacing. They get ready to take a shot, realize they left the darts in Pueblo.
Oh, no.
All the way back to Pueblo, pick up the darts, come back, but another, couple hours had passed. By the time they finally get here with darts and gun, mountain lion had fallen asleep on the landing up there at the steps. All they had to do was come in and tranquilize it and carry it out.
So they were able to do it peacefully instead of having like a full struggle.
Yeah, the ending wasn't that happy. It was kind of sad. It was like if it was that friendly to come into the building, then it was probably a threat. They ended up.
Yeah. It's sad that sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah. What's that?
Where are we heading next?
I was gonna go up the balcony steps. You guys can go up and down that if you want to. Not an issue, just be very careful. They're very steep and they're short treads.
Oh,
But I know
jeez.
some of us have bad knees, me being one. That probably want to lean on that one. There's easier ways to get upstairs.
So we're also going the other direction too, right down.
Yeah, let's go downstairs, get that out before it gets dark. And then I'm pretty much after we do the basement, I'll show you the second floor and then you guys can do your thing.
I'm falling off of this sucker too.
Oh, me too. I stepped down and said, is it? But I caught myself, but I just wanted to see if it was tile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I'd document that. Somebody tells me probably one of these viewers is probably Zach.
He was gonna go to bed early, so I don't know if he actually saw it.
Only 2 people are watching, so
Yeah, this will more than likely be a rewatch.
most likely. But then again, after when I go, oh yes, that's right. That's where we were before.
You get lost in here in the dark, I'm telling you.
Oh geez, so there's a chance I'm probably gonna get lost. There's a chance I'm probably gonna get lost like at the Masonic Temple in Kansas.
I get lost. Bad. What was this?
Looks like some kind of curtain. Oh, more looks like no, they actually look more like ties almost.
What?
Dennis will be coming in a second. You guys all signed your waivers, right?
Yes.
Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's what he was showing, we weren't able.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wasn't able to film it, so well I can't.
in there.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right. The probable place I'll probably get lost.
This is where Paul made us all.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice and cool. This feels. Oh my God, that's a long hallway. This kind of, this kind of does look over like what's inside Joliet Prison. It reminds me of it. This looks more like a hospital if anything. If I was able to get like a snapshot of like the hallway in Joliet Prison and take a picture and compare them, you probably couldn't tell them from a, well, you would tell them from apart, but you would see how similar they look. But this, the hallway like this in Joliet, it's not a subterranean corridor. It's on another part of the prison.
So those guys are very. Yeah. If you notice, there's a reason for this right here.
Yep.
So I don't want him to get his own thunder. Right, so when I was explaining to you, movement, he's gonna tell you this around and do haunted stuff. Okay? So basically, remember what I told you about what I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, see how there are all the shells?
Yep.
That sucker freaking was right here.
Hanging down.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, that you're not, you gotta watch above you and everything. So if you're gonna do something, don't just put your equipment down, put your equipment up if you can. Because, you know, they can crawl, spirit can definitely crawl. There's, you know, so you get your, oh, we got something that just joined us, by the way. Native American, artifact room is over on this side. I'm just waiting on Dennis to kind of do the spiel when it comes to that piece of it. Yep, he's here.
Yeah, he's over there.
Right, so, one of the things that, I was just doing haunted history, you tell them the real history.
The real history is the haunted history.
The haunted history.
Yeah, you tell them about the door.
Not yet, I was waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The infamous door, anybody wanna open that door? Anybody?
You all right
strong?
there?
You.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I mean, I'm probably the strongest person here, but I'll let y'all try.
Come on, open that door.
There we go.
So you see how you had to struggle? You see how it's dragging across the floor?
Yeah.
I got a camera right there.
Are we near the slaughterhouse?
No, that's around the corner, yeah.
Lot of room.
This is the boiler room.
Yeah, this is boiler room.
It could be something else.
We've had 2 people get scratched down here.
Oh, wow.
But with that camera there, I've got this door opening 3 times on its own.
Really?
It's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't open it, first off, then it drags against the floor. If somebody was down here, because we go downstairs immediately. So anybody that, you say, well, somebody pushed against it from the inside. Well,
There's no
that,
leverage.
the momentum
No.
that the force that they would have to push that door open with, they would fall forward and my camera would catch them falling forward. I don't care how quick you are, you aren't going to get out of that camera.
No.
You don't, 2 times it was in daytime, 1 time it was at nighttime. The last time it opened was just before my mayhem event. The year before was just before my mayhem event. I was standing back there in the doorway shooting a photograph down the hallway during the day, a couple of days before my event, and I heard that door jiggle, and then the door popped open right in front of me. There was nobody down here, just me. So, well, that's interesting. Save it for when the rest get here. I went ahead and shut the door, you know. I do have cameras down there because there are people that claim to have gotten scratched down there. I've seen the scratches. There's 3 scratch marks. Can't explain how or why. So I put a camera down here. if you watched any of the YouTube videos about the Holy Cross Abbey with the big YouTube names like Overnight, Paranormal Quest, Paranormal Encounters, Paranormal Files, Aiden's Escapades, these guys are big YouTubers. The Overnight Game's got over 6 million subscribers. Huge guys, and I've investigated with them all through here. And you'll see while we're all investigating, they've had amazing things happen here, but in general, the fam, James, do you know him, Mimi? James with the fam?
Yeah, I know him and Omar and all them.
Yeah, he's with the old
Aiden.
fam. And he and Lindsay Paranormal were here doing an investigation. And he was the last person to get scratched down here. James, I think, is on the up and up. I like the way he investigates, and I don't think he fakes anything. So I think what happened to him was probably legit. I can't explain what did happen, but we caught it on his camera, Lindsay's camera, and my camera, all happening at once. And so, again, it hasn't happened in a long time. This was like a year ago now. But it is something that happens. This door hasn't opened since May.
That's why.
And one thing I was telling you about the IR lights, a lot of people that are novice to paranormal investigating, right now it looks like it's pitch dark down here if you don't have a flashlight on or something. But the IR light will see everything that's going on. So we had a lady pitching rocks one night during an investigation, trying to create evidence for everybody and ruined their whole night of investigating.
Hey, Jacob.
Because she was faking faking stuff happen. Don't be that Karen. Yeah. So we go down here.
8:20. Okay, so I got a half hour.
You have, you have, yep.
Okay, yeah, because I got to get off here because there's going to be another show broadcasting soon, but I'll be broadcasting later.
Native American Museum back in the day where the original.
Oh, jeez, I lost my footing. I'm sorry, guys.
They were renting space, anybody that could pay rent. We had a Native American Museum in this room here all the way to the end. If we go in here, we'll see where they kept the antique guns and that sort of stuff. It's also the only room in the building that has, bars on the window.
Oh, really? Let's see.
You get in there, and then you see the racks on the wall. That's where the lights and stuff display.
Wow.
And then over there on that, and they had arrowheads.
Looks like you can't really take it out as much anymore.
Right.
Hmm.
So these were all exhibit rooms.
Hey, Adrian, I told Jacob this, but you can do me a favor at some point. Can you let me know when it's 9 o'clock, because I got to get off here then when Greg goes on.
Generally saw, on this end.
I know it's about a half hour from now, so just let me know. Okay, thanks. Oh, wow. Around the other end. That was quick.
So over here was the monks.
You are? Yeah. Oh, the stuff over here.
This was, this was all taken out of the wood crawl space over here. There is crawl space that goes underneath the entire basement of it.
You got chills? What's this?
I wanted to see every inch of the building, so I crawled through this all the way to the other end of the building.
Let me see.
And I've got videos of me doing it. And I crawled through. Yeah, Took about a half an hour to get to the other end.
Now, this would be not be a good, this would not be a good place for anyone who's claustrophobic.
Yeah, right?
Have to at least peek at the.
You claustrophobic or?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can peek at it, but it's definitely not a place you want to go in. Takes a half hour. I don't think I could. I'm too tall and too big, even if I really wanted to. I'm 6 foot. I would not fit.
Well, this one right here, this.
I'm afraid of spiders and claustrophobic, so that's a big no-no for me.
What the hell is that?
Oh,
Oh, that was a doorway or something, or?
how that was created, guys, was the monastery sits on a huge island. In fact, the whole property here sits on an underground lake. And as a consequence, when they built this in 1923 or 24, they didn't drop a lot of the pylons over
Just
here.
noticed that.
And then a lot of the pylons that they did get to bedrock were just great big lumber, so they eventually rotted away. By 1950, the building started leaning really bad. So if you look at the old original photographs, when the monastery was built, it was on level ground. But now you'll see from looking at it now, it kind of sits up on the hill. And that's because they had to jack the whole building up to re-level it, re-drive the pylons and stuff. And that's why it's here today. But they had to do that in 1950. There was one tunnel that went from here, basically down in the boiler room over to the hall. It was the only tunnel on this campus that was true and real. A lot of people tell you, oh, there's a whole tunnel system down. There's not. There's not. It's just that one tunnel. When they raised the building and re-leveled it, then that tunnel, the actual tunnel that did exist, collapsed. And it was no longer there. Because they basically lifted the entire building, like 10 feet out.
What was the room used for?
Pardon me?
What was this room used for?
This room? This was the monks' study hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I just noticed, what's with all these markings here on the ground?
Who knows? They have a haunted house down here.
Okay.
During October, they used the basement here for part of an extension of the haunted house.
Right.
You buy a double ticket, you buy a ticket for the haunted house, and then they have this fixed up totally different.
Okay.
And then they have escape rooms.
Oh, yeah.
The creepiest part of this whole building, to me,
Is the crawl space.
is right over here. Right through these doors here.
Oh, this bathroom.
This is creepy to me.
I can see why.
Oh my God, Bob! God bless you.
Bob Rumble. You went into the wrong profession.
But this is the only place like that.
Really?
Ever. I mean, have you?
No?
Where you actually get to look at each other?
Yeah. Never.
So here you guys see the ramp,
Yeah.
and it's like this all the way up to the fourth floor. Very steep.
See ya.
Everybody says, well, did they have wheelchairs? I've had to push, I had a kid that had, came here on Make-A-Wish Foundation Center and wanted to be a paranormal investigator, so I was pushing him around in his wheelchair, and it's not meant for a wheelchair. This,
It's a humility. It's a work. It's a ritual. It's their way.
you gotta lean forward, and it's not too bad.
Yeah. That's what I just did actually.
Look at how monks walk. How do monks walk, right? How does the clergy walk?
Yeah, usually like that way, right?
Do it like this. And it's a little bit easier. Put your head down.
Yeah, it wasn't meant for,
For like wheelchairs or disability.
I actually prefer the ramps. My old knees prefer going to the ramps and the stairs.
Yeah, no, I could see why.
Yeah. I got to go to the other end now. Get this chair out of the side.
If it sounds, we should move it.
This is in this, 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago. I never knew it was here. And it's pretty cool.
I was about to say, I thought I just saw something. Never mind. All right. Laundry room?
Before I show you what I found, I'll tell you, the way that I figured out what that door was doing, originally my cameras were set right here, just about in the middle. Didn't even catch the doors. And I had a group come in here, rent the building for an overnight. And they came up around midnight and they said, hey, anybody say anything about that weird thing down there? It's got the magic marker written all over the door. Said that boiler room? I guess, said emergency exit. The boiler room. He says, yeah. He says, anybody ever tell you that the door opens by itself? I said, yeah, I heard that one before, but I couldn't deny it or verify it because I never had, the camera was too far forward to see it. So they continued to investigate, and then about 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching my cameras, and I saw 3 girls come shooting out of here, run out the front, and I see them go out the front door, jump in the car, and they locked the doors. 2 guys came upstairs and said, hey man, I know we got this place till 6 in the morning, but we're kind of freaked out, and we're done. We're not hanging anymore. What happened? Well, they said, we're in that room, you know, the laundry room. That's what this was, and then there's a washing machine over in that room next to us. They said, we're down there in the laundry room, and all of a sudden, we got a huge stench of sulfur. And then we heard that door pop open, we heard a growl, and we could see 2 shadow figures blocking the doorway. We said, oh, hell no. The girls went out to the car. They're not coming back in. And like I say, we're done. Would you mind going and getting our equipment? They were so freaked out that they didn't want to come pick up their cameras. So I come and got their equipment for them and sent them on their merry way. Well, the next night, that was on Friday night. On Saturday, I came in and I moved the cameras back and caught just kind of this angle of the doors. And thought that was good enough. 3 hours after it got dark, that was the very first time that door opened. And I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, but maybe about that far. For that door to pop open and even open up that far is impossible. Yeah. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. Then I moved the cameras back where it is. Now I got the full view of the hallway, both doorways here. And then, like I said, the second time it opened, it came all the way, you know, full swing, wide open. Still can't figure it out. That was just before my Mayhem event. My Mayhem event is an invitation. I have investigators come in from all over the United States. And we all stay at the sister's house for 5 days. First night's a big party for Dennis. And, but then we go into intense investigating the next 3 nights, doing here, the gymnasium, the sister's house, the cemetery, Ullathorne. But I had 25 seasoned investigators from all over the United States. We stood there for an hour and a half trying to figure out how that door could open. And there's no reasonable explanation. If you notice now, I have a dryer sheet on there that at least helps me see which way the air is coming in, either it's being sucked into that room or blown out, because there is another door that goes outside on the inside of that room there. So I'll see that dryer sheet flapping with the air. But that's the point. That door is vented. It's not like when you're at home, you order a pizza and the doorbell rings. You go to the front door to get your pizza, and when you open up the front door, your bedroom door slams shut because of the vacuum you create opening that front door. It's impossible because that's vented. That air will just go right through that vent. We'll change it when, even in the least little bit, because that air is not trapped in there. So that's not a possibility. The fact that the hinges, as soon as you open that door, the hinges are out of there, and it falls directly onto the floor. So it's sliding against the floor immediately. And you guys can all open and close it all night long if you want to. I don't care. But I'll show you how to shut it. And that, slam it at the bottom, slam it at the top. It ain't coming open. And you saw how hard it was.
Yeah, it was.
To have to make it. Now, I told you about something that I found for the first time ever, after 13 years of being here, this here.
I was wondering.
It was behind this, and then it had some bags of stuff hanging on here. I never saw it. It was somebody, I was giving you a tour, and they saw this much of it. I said, what's that? So I started clearing it out. And what this is, if you notice, it's in German. It is a Bulgarian chant.
It's a what?
Bulgarian
Okay,
chant.
okay.
And if you guys want to have some fun, and you want to play some music later tonight, just like YouTube and Google Bulgarian chants and play it for a minute. They'd probably appreciate that. But yeah, if you can read music, then maybe you can come up with a melody. But it is in German because, again, the original 18 sisters that came to the monastery in 1924 were escaping Nazi Germany. So they spoke very fluent German and broken English. And if you notice, when we go up the ramps, there's a little sign up on the wall. When you go up the stairs, you'll see that it's written on the step, "Cloister no admittance, women not." But it's in German. So if you catch something, an EVP, and you're not sure, it could be in German. So hang on to that till you get a chance to have somebody maybe translate for you. But that's pretty. I think what it says is, your mother wears army boots, so does your grandma. But I'm not sure, I get confused on this word here. Is it military boots or is it army boots?
Right?
Now, that's, my Bulgarian's not gonna help me with German.
Right?
Help me with Russian, but not German.
So.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's usually
Over the
two
years,
completely separate countries
the
too.
haunted house has done construction, so just watch your feet for any kind of stray screws and stuff. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, right there.
That kind of stuff is what you gotta watch
I'm talking
out
about
for. Okay? I was just saying, sometimes there's screws loose and sometimes there's a fit.
All right. I had spent 20 minutes in the boiler room by myself.
I do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll be using Gary.
All I heard was it depends. That's what's gonna happen.
Go ahead and flip off that light, the last one.
I got it.
You don't run into the doorways here.
You can get it.
We don't have too much longer, I'm about done. But-
Oh, this has been great.
So right now, we are in the kitchen.
This is a kitchen?
This is the kitchen. Remember the dumbwaiters up in the priest dining room? That's where they would come down to here in the basement. So this is the priest dining room. This here is the viewing room.
Oh geez, I'm sorry. Didn't know you were behind me.
back into each other.
I keep talking about the phone that rings. You'll hear it ring throughout the basement. It'll lead you into here. Here's the phone, guys. There's no phone there anymore. In 2000,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
2004 to
Wow.
2006, the monastery was shut down. They completely went through and switched over from the analog system to the digital phone service. And when they did that, they pulled all the phones out of the entire building with the exception of the first floor, which became digitized rather than the old analog. So there's no reason a phone should be ringing there, but it does, you'll hear it.
I'm gonna get upset.
So this is the meat locker.
This right here in front of us.
Meat locker here. Immediately, the sisters are busy start canning for the winter months. So all these shelves were just jam-packed with canned goods to get them through the winter with it. So that's what this whole entire room was used for.
Was this the original?
Yeah, those are.
Wow.
Fill a door over here.
Those are some places that give you hope when you're screaming, somebody will let you out of the meat locker. Yeah. I see you. Get out.
What did I tell you about?
No beach for you.
Yeah. No dinner for 3 nights. Oh, this is soccer. Is this the train over here?
If you want to, you can spend the night. I do have them set up. By doing so, I was able to clean out that room. That room was originally the confessionals.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, jeez.
you guys may,
Adrian?
because nobody really takes advantage
It's
of
from
it.
Zach.
You may
Read
want to
it.
do your EVP sessions in the confessional. Because what better place to find out the secrets than in a confessional, right? So I do have a chair set up in there now. You can kind of set up your
Where's the
your
remote?
stuff and do a recording. Anybody that's interested, let me know what you come up with. I've done several on my stream and really.
It's not a project.
Yeah, but you never
Okay.
know. This room also, before all these mattresses were set in here, Sean and I were coming out of here one night and got to the doorway. We heard a big thud and looked back into this room, and the red-eyed guy was standing right here behind me. You could see him up against the wall. That was before these mattresses were here. In case you're wondering, they just took out all the mattresses out of Headley Hall and put in new mattresses. These things are expensive to dump. They're like $20 a mattress to take to the
Wow.
dump. So they're doing a little at
Can
a
you not
time.
burn?
And the Boy Scouts use it for their haunted house too, for different things. So as we go down the hallway here, there's a funny story. Back in the day, the 2004, 2006, I told you the monastery was shut down. That was due to a financial thing. The owners who own it today were the original owners who bought it from the archdiocese back when they sold, desanctified and sold it to a public entity. These group of investors bought it, paid spot cash from to the archdiocese to purchase the entire property. They bought it, they held it as an investment property. 2002, they sold it to another investment company. By 2004, that company went belly up, couldn't make the rent, and the original owners ended up getting it back. Well, they held the deed to the property, and so the company that went belly up during that time, ran up like a $2 million debt to different companies and stuff, suppliers and whatnot. And the court said, we're shutting you down till this is reconciled. So they become responsible for the debt that other company created. So during those 2 years of all that litigation happening in court, then they decided to take advantage of it. And like I say, they changed the phone system from the analog system to digital and did a lot of other things, knowing that they were going to reopen sooner or later. It was just a matter of coming up with a settlement. So during that 2-year period, there was 3 people. The caretaker, Charlie. Charlie stayed up in the Abbott's bedroom upstairs where I showed you. And he was here 24/7. And he was here in case, number one was to keep people from breaking in. And B, if there was a broken pipe, he was on to fix it or take care of anything like that. The general purpose caretaker. And then there was 2 ladies that ran the front office. Patty Jo Wagner and Pat. And they were still working the analog phone system. And if you guys know, I think most of us can probably remember the analog phones where you call and they had a great big switchboard and they push this button to connect you with Office 203 or 309 or whatever. And so Patty Metzer was working the phones one day and she heard, "Bring, hello, this is the Abbey. How can I help you?" Nobody'd say anything. She'd hang up. A couple minutes go by. Bring, bring. She'd pick up the phone. "Hello, this is the Abbey. How can I help you?" Nobody'd say anything. So this happened a couple more times, and all of a sudden she's looking down at her switchboard, and one of the times it started to ring, she realized that the phone call at the same time was coming from the basement. She said, "Well, that's odd because we don't have any phones down in the basement anymore." So she goes up to Patty Jo. Says, "Hey, Patty Jo, I keep getting these prank phone calls and somebody keeps calling. I answer the phone. I say hello. Nobody says anything. And then they hang up. But I notice that the call is coming from the basement." She says, "That's impossible. We don't have any phones." "I know that. But let's go down and check." So they come down the stairs and they hear bling, bling at the top of the stairs and they follow the sound. And they get about right here and they hear bling, bling. So it leads them back into here. They go walking back into here.
See you later, bye.
You get about right here, and now they hear bling, bling. You guys can come on back. Sorry.
Sorry.
So during that time, I'm telling you, they were taking out all the analog systems. So we've got old computers and
Oh, jeez.
old systems and stuff back
This
there.
brings back
Stack all
memories.
that stuff in that corner. So they're standing at that door and their phone's going, bling, bling. Patty Jo says, "Hey, I see the light on the phone. It's in that box over there." She says, "I'm going to go see who it is." She gets out right here and she realizes, and she sees that phone light up and hears the ring. At the end of that phone cord is sitting outside the box. It wasn't even plugged in. I said, "I think this is a job for the maintenance." They went ahead and left the area.
Bye.
But to this day, we still hear the phone ring. We still hear that happen occasionally. This was the monks' chapel area. They had an altar here, so they would come down here and do their daily worship rather than using the main chapel upstairs. This is where they would do most of the worship. Disembodied voices, EVPs, shadow figures, phone ring, the whistler. I leave anything out? No? All right. So that's some of the things that happen here. Now we go through this doorway here. Yes.
Okay, so a couple.
Queso? Yeah, queso. Anybody got any chips?
He doesn't hear anything. Exactly. Basically, 4 of us were around the stairs. We heard that bling, bling, bling. They had the haunted house all set up. So it was in the fall. And we heard it coming from right here, where they had a bunch of their stuff set up. We heard that, plain as day, 4 of us. And remember, you came back down afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's happened more than once. So that's a chance to hear it.
All right.
Yeah, and same thing with the Whistler. We've had people in the meat locker with the door shut doing an EVP session. Rich and I were in the kitchen area doing an EVP session. I had a Sony camera. And then we had Connie down at the end of the hall here with a group of people, and she was recording on her phone. And we hear the Whistler, and it's like it's omnipresence. It sounded like he was right beside whoever heard it, like he was standing in the locker room and heard that whistle. What was that?
She took that, she's got to put it over to the house and eat.
Oh,
Does she have?
okay. So that whistler is like it's standing right beside you when it whistles. You'll hear it. Hopefully you'll hear it. It's happened a couple of times this summer.
Abbey different, I mean, went to the. Yes, that's nice.
The room we go to next is where they made the cafeteria. And this is really crazy.
I don't know what it is.
Oh man, it's pitch black. Oh, here we go. Okay.
So this is where they had those big tables set up in a U shape. And so obviously this would come through they would come through the kitchen here, and then they would serve the meals inside of the U. Now here's the crazy part. Before I get to that, we had some people come in here last summer, and for about a month and a half, they were shooting a movie. It's called, if it ever comes out, Where Angels Fear. And it's based on a monastery back in Tulsa. And at any rate, they use this to shoot for location. Well, the actors, it was a Friday night, all of a sudden the main actor got COVID. And so they canceled shooting for the weekend. They said, what should we do?
What time is it?
Let's ghost hunt. So I took them out on a ghost hunt.
Oh, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Adrian, I got in this. It's already past 9 o'clock.
All right, get it.
Guys, listen up to this one, this was really crazy.
So there's a huge chair upstairs that weighs about 30 pounds. Sean's down there getting ready to take the group into that room. I'm down in the potato cellar, totally out of the room, and we hear that chair pick up and slam down.
We were actually all, just like we are now, walking by this in darkness.
Nobody was near that chair.
Nobody near this. And I was probably the closest to it. And we were going, what was that? Because we didn't know that it was the chair, because it was so loud. And something had picked the chair up and literally slammed it down. It was super loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have this quickly.
They had, they were filming a TV movie down here, near the city of America. And so we were escorting around the actors.
All right, everybody, I gotta end this because I know Greg's show is on right now. I'm already a few minutes.
So I didn't hear what I said. Anyway,
So I gotta end this. We'll be back on after the investigation. So we'll see you guys then.